Welcome to our live on ServiceNow webinar, What's New in Zurich for Sales and Order Management? Let's get started. Just wanted to take a second to bring up our safe harbor notice. We will potentially be talking about some forward-looking capabilities in the product, so we always encourage you to make your purchasing decisions based on our current capabilities. And before we jump in, I just want to take a few minutes to go over some housekeeping items for today's event. So please use the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen to ask any questions you may have during today's event. We'll try to answer them throughout the session or at the end. We will also be sharing today's presentation and recording after the event. And after this webinar, you will be prompted to take out a short survey. Your feedback is super valuable to us. So if you have time, please do take a minute to fill out the survey. With that, just a couple of introductions. I'm Alefia. I'm an outbound product manager within the CRM and industry workflows focused on our horizontal sales and order management capabilities. I also have my colleague Jordan, who is joining us today. We're very excited to talk about our new capabilities within sales and order management and all the value that it is unlocking for our customers. Today's session is also part of Live on ServiceNow, which is a curated event series to connect you with ServiceNow experts and peers that can help you deploy your products and achieve value faster. We hope you join us again at another webinar. You can see the schedule by scanning the QR code, and we will also share the link with you. And for our agenda today, we will do a quick introduction on sales and order management or SOM, followed by an overview of the new features we released in Q2 2025 and Q3 2025 this year, accompanied by feature or product area demos. We will save some time at the very end for Q&A, but please do use the Q&A functionality to add your questions as we will try to answer them during the session. All right. So, sales and order management helps sales teams delight customers and drive revenue. Now, there are four core applications that are part of SOM. Lead and opportunity management, which will help reps qualify leads and move opportunities through the funnel. We have configure price quote or CPQ that accelerates complex deals, designed to handle even the most sophisticated product setups and pricing. We have order management, which ensures that promises made during the sales cycle are delivered on time and accurately. And then finally, we have customer success and renewals, which boost retention, upsell, and cross sell by providing a single view of every customer's product and entitlements. Now, many of our customers have seen tremendous success using sales and order management, including Summit 7, who saw quote and contract processing times drop by 50%, Cummins, who reduced time to quote by 72%, Pure Storage, who delivers an exceptional customer experience with a 82 NPS, and KPN, who saw order fallout drop by 86%. So let's get started by looking at the broad areas of sales and order management before diving into the specific features. So first up, we have lead and opportunity management, which allows you to simplify your sales process to accelerate pipeline. So today we provide needs analysis that guides reps through more effective discovery calls. We're introducing AI agents that nurture leads by scheduling meetings and sending follow-up emails, as you will see in a demo today. Built-in forecasting to track pipeline health, again, a feature that we will be talking about today. And then we have sales activity tracking through emails, tasks, and meetings that improves collaboration on complex deals. We already provide a strong foundation for lead and opportunity management today, and we're continuing to expand functionality rapidly with every release. All right, so the first feature I'm excited to share is an agentic workflow designed to close the sales productivity gap. So think about the reality of a traditional sales rep's day. Hours spent personalizing outreach, writing emails, tracking responses, and scheduling meetings before they can even qualify a lead. So we're introducing an agentic workflow called Help Nurture New Leads. It includes AI agents that together act like a virtual sales development rep, automating the busy work of selling so that sales reps can focus on high value customer engagement. So the lead details are fetched and the lead stage is updated to determine if outreach is needed. When outreach is required, a personalized email is sent using information from the lead record. If there's an active conversation, it is assessed whether the lead is ready to schedule a meeting or whether it should be disqualified. And then, if they're ready to schedule a meeting, the sales rep's calendar is checked to coordinate and book a meeting with the lead. And finally, leads that show no interest can also be reviewed and marked as disqualified, all through the agentic AI workflow. So, this workflow eliminates manual, repetitive tasks, accelerates lead progression, and ultimately boosts conversion rates by giving reps more time to focus on meaningful conversations. So, let's take a quick look at a demo for this feature. So here, Abel, our sales rep, starts by navigating to the lead list view and creates a new lead by entering the name, email, and company. Now, as soon as the new lead record is created, the agentic AI workflow is automatically triggered, which is visible in the Now Assist panel. So the lead outreach AI agent will kick in by sending an initial outreach email to Amy, who is our new lead. We can see that the lead stage will get updated from new to contacted. And if we open the emails tab, we'll find the outreach message inviting Amy to a conversation about the product offerings. So let's jump into Amy's inbox where she replies, expressing interest and requesting available times to meet. Now back in our workspace, if we refresh the emails tab, this shows us her inbound message. So the inbound email AI agent is triggered, it analyzes the sentiment, and it confirms strong interest from Amy. So immediately, the appointment management AI agent will step in. It will check the sales rep's calendar and suggest available meeting slots while taking weekends and holidays into account. So now we can see that a follow-up email has been sent to Amy proposing two meetings times. So Amy is going to respond again and she is going to select the first proposed time slot. So the appointment AI agent then finalizes scheduling. So if we navigate to the task tab, here we can see a new task record has been created for the upcoming meeting. The appointments tab also now reflects detailed information on this timing. We can also see the priority activities panel has been updated, consolidating all the lead communications, including the scheduled appointment. And if we jump back into Amy's inbox, we can see the calendar invite has also been sent to her for the selected time. That was a quick demo of our new agentic workflow around helping nurture new leads. Now let's talk about sales forecasting. Now, this feature will support intuition-driven forecasting on opportunities. With this release, we will enable sales reps to categorize opportunities by forecast confidence levels, example, if it's in pipeline, a commit, or one stage, and then set estimated close dates. The reps can view their individual forecast across different time periods and forecast stages, while the sales managers can then access a report of the roll-up of all the forecast of their team members across the different categories for various time periods. Sales managers can also view individual performance data of their team members. The other feature within this is quota tracking. Now, quotas can be tracked against the sales forecast. The system will show how much of the quota has been closed, committed, and the gap remaining. For example, if the North American sales team's quota is 40,000 for a particular quarter, the system will display how much has been closed, committed, and the percentage of that quota achieved. The ability to now track quotas will provide actionable insights to improve forecast accuracy and help teams achieve their goals. This feature will boost sales performance and win rates by using data driven insights to align efforts, monitor pipeline health, and proactively course correct at risk deals. So let's take another look at a demo for this feature. All right, in this demo, we'll follow Oliver Harris as he creates a new opportunity for Boxeo. So Oliver begins by creating a new opportunity for Boxeo. He will navigate to the opportunity creation page where he'll enter key deal details, including the estimated deal size. He can also add products from the catalog, which will automatically update the opportunity amount used in forecasting. Then Oliver selects a forecast category, in this case, commit, and then he'll also scroll down and he'll input an estimated close date for this opportunity. And lastly, before he hits save, he's going to ensure that he is listed as the opportunity owner to maintain visibility and accountability. Oliver then navigates to the sales forecast dashboard where he can view his forecast broken down by the different categories for the selected quarter. If he clicks the icon next to his name, he can review the opportunities, including the one that was just added under commit. And then he can check his quota for the quarter and track progress against won deals. Now, Oliver can also select another quarter to view data. So he's going to select Q3 2025 and sees that his quota has not yet been met, highlighting where additional focus is needed. And here's a brief look at the sales forecast dashboard from Jennifer Harris's perspective, who is the global sales lead. So here, Jennifer has a consolidated view of forecasts across her team, providing her with real-time insights into overall performance and potential shortfalls. With that, I'll hand it over to Jordan to take us through the CPQ features.
All right, thank you. So CPQ, or Configure Price Quote, built on the ServiceNow platform, allows sales teams to accelerate the execution of complex deals and is now even more versatile thanks to the flexibility and power of the ServiceNow configuration engine and deep pricing and commercial capabilities of sales and order management. Many businesses today struggle with outdated CPQ tools that can't handle the complexity of their products. These solutions can be clunky to use, they can have frustratingly poor performance, and often can't support new products like subscriptions. With the acquisition of Logic.ai, ServiceNow continues to build an industry-leading CPQ solution that is purpose-built to handle the needs of the modern business, including discoverable product catalogs that make it easier for sales reps to find the right solution, including headless options that work with e-commerce, powerful configuration engine that can support the most complex products, helping reps build quotes that meet customer needs and technical requirements, all in record time. Built-in pricing controls and approval workflows that enable businesses to protect margins without compromising deal velocity. Support for any type of pricing model in complex deals, including subscriptions, services, and highly configurable products, all in one unified CPQ experience. Integrations to CAD systems to provide visualization, generate BOMs, and accelerate fulfillment for manufactured products. So our modern CPQ solution has helped many organizations reduce the time to quote, drive bigger deals, and reduce the effort involved in configuration, pricing, and quoting. Okay, so the first recent capability development we'll talk about is the ability to support multiple configurations of a product offer on the same quote. This allows agents to create multiple configurations for a product offer, enabling each configuration to have its own customized setup. It also provides the ability to clone and split an existing configuration, allowing users to make adjustments to configurations without re-entering all the details, improving efficiency and enhancing the overall user experience. This feature accelerates quote generation and improves sales efficiency by enabling the customization of configurations. And by allowing multiple configurations of a child offer within a single configurable offer, businesses can simplify complex orders and reduce friction in the sales process. This approach enhances the operational efficiency by enabling rapid generation of multiple configurations, ultimately speeding up both quoting and order processing. So let's take a look at how this comes together on a quote. So we'll start by creating a quote and adding line items. We'll add a bundle with this capability enabled. So you can see this bundled item for connected cars supports multiple configurations. And the quantity shown is aggregated at 5, which is the maximum. And the message shows here because allowing multiple configurations was selected when setting up the product offering. When we go to configure the bundle, we see that there are actions we can take on the summary page. Right now, cloning is not available because 5 is the default quantity. We fast forward here. There we go. All right. Okay, so we take multiple actions here, and 5 is the default quantity, and it's also the maximum, but we can split the quantity and we'll make 2 splits in this case. So cloning is not available because 5 is the maximum right now, and that's what we have selected as the default. Olivia, it looks like we're paused. If we can continue here. There we go. So we'll make these configuration splits, and it will distribute it evenly. And if we have an uneven amount, they will be adjusted as well. We could make 5 splits if we wanted, and that would have 5 different configurations. Right now, we're going to make 2. So when we make 2 configurations here, we'll see that those 5 are now split between 2 different configurations within the bundle, one with a quantity of 3 and one with a quantity of 2. So now each has its own instance that can be configured. So they can have their own unique configuration for each of them. We can further split or delete these quantities as well. So we'll go ahead and delete, since we have the maximum of 5 right now. If we delete these 2, then we now have room to add more configurations. So we can make a clone now of connected cars 1. And if we make 2 different clones, then we will now have 3 different configurations that are available to be configured individually without having to re-enter all of those details. And we can also see in the summary pane to the right that we have all 3 of those configurations that will be priced and added to the quote. All right, so moving on. Our next topic is complex characteristics. So this addresses a critical gap for industries like telecom, manufacturing, and insurance, where products aren't defined by simple yes or no fields or multiple choice options. So these companies often deal with rich, structured data like IP configurations for SD-WAN solutions or multi-vehicle coverage scenarios in insurance. That can involve arrays, nested objects, and deeply hierarchical attributes. With this release, admins can now define product characteristics using advanced types, including string, integer, decimal, date and time, and more importantly, complex types like objects and arrays. These characteristics can be nested and hierarchical, making it possible to mirror real-world product specifications accurately. When it comes to objects and arrays, what does that mean? An object is like a container that holds related information together in a group. Think of it like a form that has multiple fields. An array is a list of things, like a row of boxes, where each box can be a number, a word, or even another object. So, for example, an insurance provider offering fleet coverage for businesses that owns several vehicles. Previously, the system could only capture simple fields like the number of vehicles or a single vehicle's make and model. Now, with the support for arrays and objects, we can define covered vehicles attribute as an array of object or a list of vehicles. So each vehicle in the list can have multiple fields like make, model, year, and even driver information all grouped together neatly. So instead of one flat form or separate entities, everything is captured in structured, flexible format that mirrors real-world policy. Or think of telecom, where fulfillment agents can now capture routing protocols or IP configurations as part of structural logical flow without relying on disconnected forms or workarounds. The user interface in the configurator now supports this complexity as well. So sales agents and fulfillment agents can view and edit these nested characteristics during opportunity capture, quoting, order fulfillment, and change orders, all within a user-friendly guided experience. Behind the scenes, this isn't just about data types. The system now supports decomposition rules based on any child attribute in the hierarchy, compatibility rules across nested structures, propagation logic that lets custom characteristics automatically flow to the right downstream processes. So all this means faster fulfillment setup, fewer manual edits, and better alignment with technical requirements. And importantly, this aligns ServiceNow's capabilities with key industry standards like TMF and MEF, which already define structured product models using complex data types. By supporting this natively, we help customers reduce customizations and model sophisticated B2B offerings out of the box. So whether you're configuring a complex network service, multi-tier insurance policy, or an advanced hardware bundle, this feature gives you the flexibility and structure needed to do it right from order capture all the way through to fulfillment. So let's take a look at complex characteristics in action. All right, so here we're already in a quote, and we'll select a networking product to configure. So when we select the controller, in this SD-WAN offering, it has multiple characteristics under it. Routing addresses is set up as an object, which we click here under here. And we can tell that it's part of a nesting hierarchy, so we can navigate through. If we click into routing addresses, we'll see further characteristics underneath of various different types, like date and time, yes, no, multiple choice. And route is also set up as an object. So we can drill further down into route. And when you see all these different types, and we'll see when we go into route that static is set up as an array, which we can tell because of the min and max quantities allowed. So we can add up to 2 and set up further characteristics for each with data type single line text. We'll see the maximum of 2 there. And then we can go further from the summary and add. And now we can see that each of them is set up with the ability to set up a different configuration with different types and different inputs for the prefix, next hop, and the number of hops. If we go to BGP, we can see that it's also an array of objects. So we've got a maximum of 4, and we can navigate further down the hierarchy. So different data is again shown in different types when we navigate down. And we can see that filter prefixes is an array of single text. ASN data is again modeled as an object. We can see that on the left in the hierarchy. And downstream ASNs are a further array of single line text when we click through. So we see that object below. So just in this single offering, we can see how deep you can go with complex characteristics with neatly arranged hierarchy and data fields and arrays of many different types to support the various configuration selections that you need. All right, so let's move on to a related topic here, which is characteristic-based costing. So characteristic or attribute-based pricing is very closely related to attribute-based or characteristic-based costing. We're just on the other side of the margin calculation. So cost books and cost book lines today support only a single cost, even if the product offer has price and cost impacting attributes. Yesterday, I should say, today we support complex characteristic-based costing. So for example, an iPhone may have an attribute for memory size. You could have 128 gigabyte, 256 gigabytes, 512 gigabytes, and have attribute-based pricing for each of those. But previously, we only captured one cost, regardless of the attribute based on the cost line. Attribute-based costing means that calculations can now cover both sides of that margin calculation. So when creating a cost adjustment line, users can define which attributes will be cost impacting. Actual costs and adjustment impacts will be handled in a decision table. Once cost is determined by the price engine and comes back into the quote, margin calculation on line items happens with the current logic. And because that costing is situationally specific based on attributes listed and selected, margin calculation is more accurate than it would be with a single line item or single cost book line, which drives a lot of the value here. So it helps reps and approvers make sure that they're not overquoting or underquoting a customer. It improves bottom line profitability through better discount guidance and governance, and could help drive higher customer satisfaction with competitive and transparent pricing on every quote, specific to the attributes selected and modified on that quote. So for the demo, we'll take a look at how characteristic-based costing works in the quoting workflow as a sales rep, and we'll take a quick look at how characteristic-based costing works on the back end to drive the runtime experience. All right, so when we create a quote, we can add products that have configurable characteristics. So when we select the automation hub, we need to make a selection for connectivity. So here we see characteristic-based pricing in action, where 4G and 5G have additional markups associated with them. On the back end, characteristic-based costing is working in a similar fashion. So this means you can keep the same logic for dynamically managing costs just as you can for pricing. So when we add them to the quote, we see details. We see that both the price and cost have been marked up based on the characteristic selection, and the margins are calculated from there. So if we change that characteristic, Those fields will also change, meaning that reps can always see accurate pricing, costs, and margin calculations, providing more accuracy and transparency during the quoting process. Using this, reps can make the best selections and discounting decisions for each customer on every quote. So as a catalog or pricing admin, the pricing process is managed in the same manner and in a similar manner as attribute adjustments for pricing. So when setting up the adjustment, a product offering is selected as well as the characteristics that will drive the conditions. However, the type is now cost, and we are adjusting a cost book line instead of a price book line. The conditions to drive the characteristic-based cost are handled in a decision table. So this is where the complex logic can be set to drive the conditional cost markups like we saw at runtime. With characteristic-based costing, you can ensure accuracy and transparency throughout the quoting process to preserve profitability for all of your deals. All right. And finally, we will move on to header level discounts. So we are also introducing header level discounts on quotes and orders. So is a feature that lets sales and order agents apply a percentage-based discount directly at the quote or order header. So this addresses a common pain point, which is manually having to discount each line, which is slow, it's prone to errors, and it creates inconsistencies in pricing. So by enabling a single discount at the header level, we eliminate that complexity and ensure accuracy across all quote or order lines. So in the interest of time, we won't do a full demo of this feature, but it works in a very straightforward fashion. So from the quote or order, the agent selects apply header discount. They can then choose one of two options. They can apply the discount to all lines or retain existing line level discounts and apply the header discount to the remaining lines. This means if the order agent has already created a manual adjustment, they can retain that line level adjustment and discount the remaining lines through the header discount. So after entering the percentage, the system automatically adjusts the quote or order lines accordingly. So this not only accelerates quote and order creation, but improves pricing consistency and streamlines approvals and helps sales and order teams move faster with more confidence. And with that, I'll hand it back to Olivia.
Awesome. Thank you, Jordan. All right, now I will talk about order management. Now, here's a quick overview of order management. So, order management simplifies systems, processes, and integrations to ensure on time, error free delivery. So, after a deal closes, businesses often face complexity, whether it's error prone handoffs, manual data entry, and fragile CRM ERP integrations. So ServiceNow's order management streamlines delivery with end-to-end workflows. It breaks down complex orders into trackable tasks. It captures critical post-sale requirements, manages exceptions and change orders without disruption, and it provides a customer portal for order status, product views, and also managing any change requests. And the result here is improved SLA performance, fewer delivery issues, and greater efficiency across the order lifecycle. So the first feature I want to talk about today is our self-service checkout experience, giving portal users the ability to download their cart to a local PDF file. This gives them the option to share the cart outside of the portal, for instance, with colleagues who do not have portal access, which improves collaboration around buying decisions between having PDF for reference and the cart for auto saving. This feature reduces the friction of cart abandonment and anxiety from users over having to start over from scratch. Now, this PDF that I mentioned, it contains pricing, terms and conditions, and other key information, which speeding up customer review time by having all the relevant details available to the customer in one place. The next feature I want to talk about is our self-service change request that can be initiated through the portal. So this feature will allow customers to directly request changes on their existing configurations of products and services, such as on their sold products and product inventories. With this feature, now customers can initiate and manage their products and services directly through the self-service portal. They can request modifications to their existing products, request suspensions and resumptions of services for short time periods, and even service disconnections. This feature will result in quick initiation and tracking of changes by customers, resulting in a faster response time and quicker fulfillment of requests. It will also improve customer satisfaction as they can now independently manage any changes and improves operational efficiency as now our sales and support agents can focus on more complex tasks. And the other feature on the business portal is our ability for customers to create order cases. This feature will use a playbook experience to guide customers through the case creation process. They can select the scope of the request if this case is for multiple orders or if it's for specific orders. They can specify their desired changes and then review and submit the case. Once the case is submitted, the case is then going to be assigned to an agent for resolution. This feature improves customer satisfaction by enabling customers to easily submit cases, leading to faster issue resolution and reducing the wait times for assistance. It increases operational efficiency by streamlining the case submission process, allowing support teams to focus on high priority issues. And additionally, it reduces operational costs by minimizing the need for customer service reps to handle every issue, thus reducing the volume of calls and emails. All right, let's take a look at a quick demo of all these business portal features that I mentioned. So here we're going to start off logged in as Sally Thomas, who is a customer, and she has already added some products to her cart. So she can click on the cart icon and access all these product offerings here. She also now has the ability, as you can see, to download this cart. And this will create a PDF version of all, which lists all the product offerings, all the prices. It will also list all the terms and conditions associated to these product offerings. And now Sally can share this PDF with other relevant stakeholders. Now let's take a quick look at what to do if Sally wants to modify or make a change to an existing product that she owns. So she'll click into the record and click on modify, which pulls up the product configurator. And here Sally can go ahead and make any new selections, and she can also see pricing updated in real time. And this is going to create a change order for a sales agent to view and approve. And then lastly, let's take a look at how Sally can go ahead and create an order case. So she puts in the scope of request, selects the relevant order, and then she goes ahead and makes her changes. In this case, she wants to update the quantity requested. And once she reviews and submits an order, this is going to create an order case for Sally to then review and track on the portal. And a customer service rep can then take this case number and propose a resolution for this. All right. Our next feature is our lead to cash process management feature. Now, this feature is going to act as a centralized hub that unifies opportunities, quotes, contracts, and orders from disparate systems into a single hierarchical view. So think of it as a control tower for your entire fulfillment journey. So it will give contract admins and sales managers real-time visibility into every critical milestone from order capture to invoicing and delivery. It will pull data from CPQ, ERP, and other systems, presenting it in a tree-like structured format that's both visual and interactive to show how everything is connected together. We have solid lines that represent hard user-defined linkages and dotted lines which represent soft database inferred associations. And you can convert between them easily, which gives you the flexibility to manage relationships without sacrificing clarity. Please note that this feature assumes that data is imported into ServiceNow from external systems with integration partners handling that data flow. And these partners handle the mapping and importing of data from external systems into ServiceNow. By providing a comprehensive view of the order fulfillment journey, this feature helps organizations identify potential delays or bottlenecks early on, allowing them to take proactive measures to mitigate risks and ensure on-time delivery. Ultimately, this plays a critical role in optimizing revenue recognition and driving operational efficiency throughout the lead to cash process. So let's take a look at a demo of this feature in action. So here we have Able Tutor, who is our sales process manager. He navigates to the list view where he can view and manage all the sales process records with ease. So to get started, Abel is going to create a new sales process record for Arcadia Utilities. So he adds in a brief description to indicate that he wants to monitor the opportunity to cash process. Next, he is going to associate a business process group. In this case, he selects the out-of-the-box group called opportunity to cash objects. And following that, Abel will link the account Arcadia National Utilities. He then selects the business entity which is tied to the business process group. For this process, Abel will select opportunity. One thing to note is that currently we only support one business entity which can be added at a time. Now, once selected, the system will automatically pull up all the opportunity records associated to Arcadia National Utilities. So Abel will select the appropriate opportunity and then click on Save and Open, which launches the hierarchical view of the sales process record. So here we can see the newly created record with the opportunity nested underneath. If you expand that, it will reveal all the opportunity lines and tasks under the opportunity. So the dotted lines here represent the soft links, which are system inferred associations between the related records. Now, to link another business entity, such as a quote, Abel will select the opportunity object and then he'll click on link record. Here again, he can choose from the list of business entity objects and he selects quote. This is going to pull up all the quotes that are associated to Arcadia National Utilities. Now, after selecting the quote, we'll see that a solid line appears between the opportunity and the quote, indicating a hard link, which is a user-defined relationship between the two records. Expanding the quote reveals all the associated quote lines and quote tasks, giving Abel full visibility into each component of the sales process. Now, Abel can continue linking additional business entities such as orders, each of which will be clearly visualized in the hierarchy. Now, to delink a record, say an order, Abel simply clicks on the corresponding line and then selects delink, which removes the association without affecting any of the other linked records. And on the right-hand side, there's a details tab. There's an activity stream, a consolidated email, and task view to help users stay on top of all the associated activities. And then additionally, users can create checklists to track critical milestones such as order delivery timelines. And all this ensures data completeness and process integrity throughout the lead to cash process. With that, I'm going to hand it back to Jordan to take us through customer success and renewals.
All right. So customer success and renewals built on the ServiceNow AI platform allow teams to grow and nurture customer relationships. Many businesses don't have the systems in place to effectively manage renewals, contract amendments, and change orders. And so these transactions are often overly manual, they're slow to execute, and frustrating for sales reps and customers. ServiceNow provides customer lifecycle workflows that help teams streamline customer renewals and expansion, including a centralized view of customer products and entitlements and provide visibility for all sales reps and service agents, helping them make customer engagements more personalized. Streamlined workflows for moves, adds, changes, and discontinuations, including contract amendments to facilitate more efficient upsells and cross-sells, proactive renewal workflows that automatically create renewal opportunities and encourage reps to avoid renewal fire drills. And ServiceNow Customer Success and Renewals helps businesses increase customer satisfaction, grow revenue from existing accounts, and increase retention. So first, let's talk about automatic renewals. With this feature, administrators can configure a number of days before the end of a contract when the renewal opportunity should trigger. So when a salesperson creates a quote or order, they have the option to mark the contract for auto renewal. Then the system will automatically generate the appropriate renewal entity, whether it's an opportunity, a quote, or an order, based on the configured lifecycle policy. Automating renewals helps prevent service disruptions, it enhances customer retention, and improves sales efficiency by reducing manual tasks and errors. By proactively managing renewals, customers can be engaged ahead of time, ensuring seamless continuity and driving long-term loyalty while making the most efficient use of sales or CS reps' limited time. And we'll also talk about renewal adjustments. So with renewals, we also have the ability to set an automatic price adjustment at renewal time. With this feature, businesses can now choose the renewal price basis, whether a contracted price or a list price, and then set the uplift or discount percentage during the initial contract setup, and it will automatically apply during the renewal process. Agents can also choose to make further adjustments during the renewal quoting phase. So, for example, a business sets a 10% uplift as the standard pricing guidance for contract renewals. However, during the renewal negotiation, an agent offers a 5% discount to retain a key customer who is considering switching to a competitor. So in this case, the agent can apply the discount, resulting in a 5% increase instead of the 10% uplift to stay competitive and secure the customer's loyalty. This feature enables businesses to capture value from product upgrades, protect margins with contract-based price adjustments, and boost sales efficiency by automating renewal pricing, reducing manual effort, and negotiation time. So let's take a look at these renewal flows in action. So we will start by creating a quote, and then we'll select the contract start and end dates, and we'll check the auto renew option. When we scroll down, then we can define the renewal pricing basis, and in this case, we'll select contracted price. So that'll set the adjustment based on the customer's sold price, not list price. We'll set the adjustment type as a markup percentage, and we'll enter a 10% value. Then we can navigate to the catalog and add products. So we'll add a managed SD-WAN service. And we'll select the premium support plan with on-site assistance as an option. Then we'll submit for approval and mark it as complete. And then we can create an order directly from that quote. And once the order has been fulfilled, we can navigate to the Boxio account to view it. And in the Contracts tab, we can see the newly created service contract for the premium support plan. And clicking into the record, we can see the renewal details and renewal price adjustments. We can also see that renewal opportunities and renewal quotes were automatically created when the order was completed. So with these enhancements, organizations have greater control over their contracts, turning manual processes into cost and time savings, as well as strategic revenue opportunities. And finally, we have contract upsell and downsell enhancements. So this feature solves the challenge of managing midterm changes to contract quantities in a structured, automated way. So without it, agents must rely on manual workarounds to handle upsells or downsells, which can lead to errors, inconsistent pricing, and misaligned contract terms. These enhancements ensure quantity changes are accurately reflected, co-termed, and priced correctly, which reduces manual effort while at the same time protecting customer relationships while capturing more revenue. All right, and to wrap things up, we would like to remind you that ServiceNow is committed to your success, and I want to highlight 3 offerings at the heart of our customer success ecosystem. First is ServiceNow Impact, which is a customer service success product that helps you maximize value with long-term adoption guidance and support. Our training and certification resources available through ServiceNow University help you build the organizational talent you need to succeed. And finally, Expert Services is our ServiceNow professional services team that helps you implement and optimize your ServiceNow investments. All right, so thank you to everybody for attending. Thanks to our colleagues for joining as well and answering questions. And if nothing else, that will conclude our webinar for the day.